0, 1. Let's get started.
Why they stopping me?
Bye, crypto bro.
What's going on, crypto world? It's that guy again, Ball Deep Crypto, coming at you with another XLM piece. I figure it's Meridian starting up on Thursday, so let's get it out there. Let's start talking about it. Let's talk about a few things that they're doing. Let's get into it. First thing we're going to read off here is just Web3 alert, kind of just an overview of what we talked about last night. By the way, last night it was like 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. Sorry that video was all over the place. Not my best, but I pushed through. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Had a little bit in there that maybe you got out of it. Again, the ums, the whats, the who, the hows. I mean, just I was pushing through. It's only 2:20 now, so I'm more myself right now. Not so delirious. Obviously here, talking about Stellar's core ecosystem. They're saying how most people think XLM is just payments, but it's evolved, obviously, with the upgrade to Whisk, which we've talked about. Clearly, me, the royal we, you know how I do. But also the Protocol 23 upgrade and Soraban and what it's going to be doing, hopefully, for the future of RWA, AMMs, and the TVL and tokenization of assets on the Stellar platform. Now, Stellar is no longer just leading in payments. It says they're becoming a clear, capital letter, leader in the future of asset tokenization and tokenized financial markets, which we know about. Just a quick little overview, talking about Franklin Templeton, Benji sits at 66% of the market share of $496 million in total value, with Benji and Arbitrum being second at only $66 million. So you can see that they obviously value XLM more. You've got Wisdom Tree, which you talked about. It's a traditional TradeFi institution that has chosen Stellar for tokenization early on. They've got the Wisdom Tree Prime app they used for Stellar to tokenize 13 funds and 1 gold-backed token. I'm a silver guy. Gold to me is just an asset that sits there and does nothing. Silver's using everything. Yada, yada. You know how I feel about that. Not financial advice. Again, none of this is. You already know your boy's just talking. It's not financial advice. Do what you want to do with your money. I'm just telling you what I'm doing with the little bit of pennies I have, trying to make them dollars, trying to get out of this grind for my children. I'll always live broke, but I want them to live a little bit better, not only be happy physically and mentally, but also financially, to have that freedom to live a beautiful life with no financial restrictions. That's why I'm here. This is why I'm talking about it. Again, as you know, I only got 100 people. 100 people, dude. Ooh, actually, shout out to that. Shout out to you people. Full disclosure, probably got about 15 people for my work that I've added. If you're here listening, shout out to you, work peeps. So it's not all just free, just random people. You know what I mean? Got a few people at work, but you know what? It is what it is. I appreciate all of you for being here, whether you work with you or not, or you're just somebody that just found me randomly. Here we are. All right, obviously, you've got Archax recently, the DLT network, Hedera, Hashgraph. Shout out to HBAR. Love it. If you don't know that, I got another video on that. I'll try and get some more on that. I'm just a little on an XLM run here. XRP. I'm part of the XRP army. Love them. Don't talk about them. I have been involved with Algorand. I can't say that I don't like them. Just for the price, for me at least, Stellar was right in that. You should always diversify, in my opinion, but I was more of Stellar when the price was similar, so I've leaned more towards Stellar on that. And obviously XTC, I love XTC. Got a video on that. Probably going to try and put out another video on that shortly. Also with Velo and some SHX stuff with Korea and stuff like that. I'm going to get to that stuff. But this is about, again, Stellar. Here we go. So again, there it is. A little shout out to that. Just give you an overview. Now, obviously, Cointelegraph here is just talking about the global stablecoin. So this is like global adoption. Obviously, with the Stablecoin Act, the Genius Act, and everything else, it's saying that global stablecoin supply has surged to an all-time high of 280 billion people. So you're looking at January 1st of 2022. It was under, looks like about $180 billion. Now it's up almost to 300 billion with 280. So you can see the growth. They want everything to be tokenized. It's their goal. They've already programmed the youth. I've spoken about this before. They tap their phone. They tap the chip in their card. They're already digital dollars. Nobody has anything that folds anymore. Money is digital. The future is digital. The kids live in the information age. Watch what they're doing. Watch how they live. That's how we're all going to be living soon, you know? We can't be this strong forever, my people. All right, so obviously I dove in a little bit about Meridian yesterday with Stellar XLM. I spoke about Chainlink obviously being there, as you see here, Sergey. We've also got Nadine Chakar. Obviously, we talked about the DTCC for quad trillion dollars a year. With Securitize, they obviously work with XDC. They were going to be probably working with XRP. They're also working with XLM. They are the tokenization of all the derivatives in the stock markets. I mean, this is a ginormous player. They're going to be somebody who's a speaker at Stellar's Meridian, so obviously a big player. You've got the director of crypto for Visa that's going to be there, Antonio de Sousa Silva. There we go. Shout out to her. And then we've got Ian here, Chief Strategy Officer of Ondo Finance. Now, Ondo Finance we know is BlackRock. I know, evil word, but Larry Fink wants to tokenize every asset in the world, right? That's kind of his play. It's what he wants to do. It's what he's going to do. He's talked about it over and over and over and over and over again, and here we are. Now we've got Ondo, who, and how does Ondo fit into what Stellar wants to do? Well, Ondo is going to leverage Stellar's established infrastructure for global payments, which include over $400,000 cash on and off ramps in partnership with entities like MoneyGram, which we talked about, which is over, 150 countries or something like that for fiat conversions. This expands USDY's accessibility beyond its existing deployments, which are Ethereum and Solana. So they also utilize ETH, trash. Solana, nah. Like I said, just not fans of them. Solana with the the uptick problems when they get running, and ETH is slow, expensive, gas fees, hard pass. Do what you want to do, though. I'm just speaking on my mind. These are my words. It wants to tap into Stellar's user base of 425,000 stablecoin holders and $32 billion in annual payment volume. The purpose for Ondo is to scale RWA offerings, making yield-bearing assets available for everyday financial flows like remittances, which we've talked about. Remittances is trillions of dollars a year in money that's lost just through remittances, which is wild to me. Anybody that's used a traditional old way of sending money, MoneyGram or whoever it may be, and you've paid the fees on that, even 6 to 8%. That's $6 to $8 per 100. That adds up. So, crypto. Moving it through crypto rails is fractions of a cent. It's going to be so much money that's saved, and money that will be saved will be spent and used, and on and on and on. You can see the potential for that. So it wants to use it for financial flows and remittances and corporate payouts while bridging traditional finance, TradeFi, yields with blockchain efficiency. Now, yield is a big part of it. The overall purpose of Ondo is to merge its expertise in tokenizing high-quality assets like U.S. Treasuries, which we know, stable coins, that's how they make their money. They get their, I think it's 3 to 5% annual yield. So if they have billions of dollars staked into U.S. short-term Treasury bonds, I've talked about this before, that's how they're going to make their money. A stable coin is a stable coin. It's a dollar. It's a dollar. It's a dollar. It's not going to go up and down potentially like a stock would, or maybe a potential crypto coin that you own. But a stable coin is a stable, dollar for dollar backed, and they will be helping and buying the U.S. Treasury. So when people come in, they'll buy Treasuries to hold it and gain yield on it. When people sell, they'll sell the Treasury bond to cover the loss. It's kind of how they'll be audited. Also, that with like rare metals and currently fiat. But fiat will probably go away at some point, but it's still part of the financial system. It may always be part of the financial system. But silver, platinum, even honestly, I've been thinking about it, sleeping on copper too. So again, do what you want to do. Even gold, but it's just super expensive. Me, I'm a poor person, unfortunately. But, it's obviously Stellar strengths are low cost, borderless transfers, and unlocking new economic opportunities for unbanked or underbanked users while promoting RWA adoption. So that's what Ondo wants to do. Now, I asked it also, what do you think about potential revenue? Now, it says Ondo Finance has grown its overall TVL to over 1.3 billion as of mid-2025, driven by products like USDY and OUSG, tokenized treasuries. The Stellar integration could contribute significantly as it taps into Stellar's existing 250 million in stablecoin TVL. Projections suggest this could add tens to hundreds of millions to TVL to Ondo over time based on similar expansions. Ondo's TVL jumped 50% after prior chain integrations, which he spoke about with Ethereum and Solana. Ondo also targets $3 billion in tokenized RWA value by the end of 2025, with the Stellar partnership playing a key role by embedding RWAs into payment flows. Obviously, Sorbonne. The Sorbonne upgrade just went in. Whisk, Protocol 23, so big things happening there. Stellar itself has already processed over 400 million in RWAs in 2025. Wisdom Tree, Franklin Templeton, Buttle, ranking it among the top networks for institutional adoption. Now, this partnership could accelerate as tokenized treasuries like USDY represent a gateway to trillions, with the T, people, in global treasury markets. The 5.7 trillion U.S. treasury market is as it is currently. Now, by introducing yield-bearing assets to Stellar's stablecoin ecosystem, the partnership could unlock approximately 10 million in annual yield for users based on 4% APY on 250 million in stablecoins. So that's based off of what it currently has. Now, for Ondo, revenue comes from management fees, typically 0.15 to 0.5% on assets under management, potentially generating millions annually from Stellar Pacific TVL growth. So they benefit each other. Stellar benefits indirectly through increased network fees and ecosystem activity. These features are conservative. Broader RWA adoption could scale revenue exponentially as more assets are tokenized. They want to tokenize every asset in the world. I don't even think we can even put a number on the amount that is. 500 trillion, 700 trillion. People, this is it. And I asked them, okay, how does Sorbonne play into it? Of course they do. Sorbonne is Stellar's Rust-based smart contract platform, will be used for this partnership. It enables the deployment of management of complex assets like USDY, handling yield distribution, collateralization, and integration with Stellar's payment rails. It's designed for scalability and efficiency, making it ideal for RWAs and DeFi applications on Stellar. Boom, as we said. Ondo's USDY relies on it for secure, low-cost operations without needing external oracles or high gas fees. It's an all-in-one beautiful thing. Sorbonne. People, this just came out this month. It came out last year, but the upgrade just came out this month. Wow. This is it. You're early. If you're listening to this, you're early. Listen to your boy, or don't. It's your money, whatever. I don't know if I listen to me, but it is what it is. I'm going to do what I'm going to. All right, now let's jump into another post by Double Agent XLM, Stellar Dude. Shout out, the dude abides. We're going to talk about Look Right and Smiley says Elon plus Stellar equals payments. By the way, Privy is coming to Meridian. As he's already pointed out in this post, if you're trying to import a Stellar wallet to Twitter, you can do it through Privy. So as we know, Elon Musk has stated on numerous occasions he wants X.com since like 2000 to be what? He wants it to be an everything, all-in-one application. He wants you to get your news there. He wants you to get your life there. He wants you to live there. So again, Privy's going to be that connection. It's got its connection with Stellar. And I'm sorry if you hear any noise in the background. My cat's like in heat or something. My cats are going wild at each other, so let's just work through it together. As you can see, Debbie Soon is the head of marketing for Privy. She's there. Now let's go see about what Privy is and how they tie to X.com and to Stellar. Now, you've got Stripe involved. Stripe's ties to Privy. Let's go back here and just actually go up here for a second. Privy was acquired by Stripe in June of 2025, so Privy has expanded its support to include the Stellar network as of May 2025, enabling seamless integration for Stellar-based networks. Now, as we know, Stripe, as it says here, has was invested in Stellar back in 2014 and owns approximately 2% of Stellar. So they are in deep, people. They're in ball deep. And has deep integrations over time. Now, in October of 2024, Stripe announced partnerships with Stellar and Paxios. Shout out to Paxios. We've done a video on them for stablecoin payments, coinciding with Stellar's own Paxios collaboration. As we said, Paxios, they're going to be big as well. So here we go. We got Stripe. Now, I've used Stripe actually, incidentally, not by my own choosing, but I do sell stuff on OfferUp, and they do run on through Stripe, their payments online through Stripes to the bank. So I've actually used Stripe in real life, so I've seen it in play. Now, Privy added Stellar support in May of 2025, just before Stripe's acquisition of Privy in June of 2025. Now, Stripe uses Stellar for low-fee, instant settlements in over 100 countries, including payouts via stablecoins like those from Bridge, which Stripe acquired, and leverages Stellar for cross-border transfers. So Stripe is with Bridge, cross-border payments, again, a payment rail, the PayPal Mafia, Peter Thiel, Elon Musk, on and on and on. I mean, the connections to Stellar with Vast and SpaceX. Here we go. You know, cross the T's and dot the I's, people. It's right here if you want to take a look. They're telling you, but nobody's really telling you. You know, that's what I'm doing here. Going a little bit deeper, trying to figure out what this is, trying to make sense of this puzzle. It could all be a puzzle that at the end, when we get to the end, we're missing 2 or 3 pieces. It could be incomplete. We could have the full puzzle in front of us, and we're seeing it early like an oracle. Who knows? That's why we're here. We're guessing. We're trying to put it all together and, you know, make your own decision on that. Now, X.com is building an everything app, like we said. Me, the royal we, with payments as a core feature, launching X Money in 2025 via Visa Direct, which we know Visa is integrated with Circle, Stellar, the whole 9, instant debit card, and peer-to-peer transfers. X's help page lists Stripe for creator revenue sharing, and X's payment CEO is confirmed using Visa Direct with partners with Stripe. Now, speculation points to Stellar as the underlying blockchain rail for settlements, giving Stripe's history and hires from Stripe/PayPal, both connected to the PayPal Mafia, to Stellar via Soraban and Rust Technique. Shout out Soraban, you know we love them. Privy could serve as the invisible wallet layer for X users. I like that. Again, Stellar, what is it? It's the plumbing that all money moves on. When you turn on water, it comes out fast. You don't say, oh man, I'm glad that plumbing's good. You just know it's good. Stellar is that good plumbing. I'll say it again and again and again. Creating Stellar-compatible wallets on login, enabling crypto tipping or global payments without users noticing the blockchain backend. You won't even know you're using it. It'll be fast. It'll be cheap. It'll be seamless. It'll be like everyday things, just like you send a payment now via whatever you are, just be a different way of doing it. Now, users will log into X with Privy for seamless wallet creation, payments processed through Stripe's network, settling on Stellar for fast, compliant cross-border transactions via stablecoins like USDC or the EURT. And again, everything that runs on Stellar charges an XLM fee. It's a native fee. Everything. Just burn, baby, burn. It's deflationary. There's only 32 billion of them circulating out of 50 billion. People, Stellar XLM. You already know how your boy's doing it. This setup aligns with Stellar's strengths in financial inclusion, hosting tokenized assets, Sorbonne, RWAs, you know, and partnerships with giants like MasterCard, Visa, and central banks, CBDCs. I know it's a terrible word, but CBDCs, you're talking about a lot of stable coins and a lot of money moving. So there's been no official confirmation from X, but you know, that's what we're doing here. Now, hypothetical dollars and impact for Stellar, because that's what we're here for, right? Dollars and cents, people. I know you ain't here to be broke. You're here to make money. So let's see what potential money we have. Now, X has 500 plus million users. Assuming 10% of X users, 50 million, make one $10 payment monthly via the platform. That's $6 billion annually. With Stellar's low fees, but factoring stablecoin rails, this could drive 10 to 20 billion in on-chain volume yearly, similar to how Stripe's stablecoin integrations have boosted networks with Solana. Now, if X becomes Venmo-like app handling, 1% of the global remittances, which we've talked about, that's what they want to do. They currently is 6 to 8% in fees on that. It's an $800 billion market. Stellar could capture 8 to 16 billion in facilitated value, boosting protocol fees and XLM burns. Burn, baby, burn. Stellar's current market cap is around 3 to 4 billion. Integration could add 5 to 10 billion in cap via adoption hype. Now, this is all speculation, but just kind of give you an idea. Ripple surges. Long term, with tokenized assets and CBDC bridges, Stellar could handle 50 to 100 billion in annual value, rivaling Visa's volumes in crypto terms. There we are. So there we go. Give you an idea of what Privy's going to do, how they're going to do it, and why this is an important partnership. And low key, what they are doing, but not telling you that they're doing. The potential is there. Shout out to you, Double Agent. Good work, my guy. Now let's talk about something else he's saying. Tell me you understand about Stellar. I'm trying to understand, my guy. I'm trying to make the people out there understand too what this could potentially mean. Now we're going to talk about how Google releases this AI-powered payments protocol with stablecoin support, partnering with Coinbase and Salesforce. Now what is Salesforce? There we go. As you can see here from the Stellar page, XLM wallet for Salesforce. So let's go over here and do a little dive on it at Salesforce and see what it's got for us. Now we want to talk about Stellar and the Google partnership, right? That's what we're here for. And that's what it's going to do. Salesforce and Google partnership and the benefits to Stellar. Now the Salesforce Stellar integration via Web3 enabler open source XLM wallet enables Stellar blockchain capabilities into Salesforce for payments and wallet management and asset tokenization. They want to tokenize every asset in the world. I'll say it again and again and again. If Larry Fink wants to do that, who's now the head of the World Economic Forum, he's the CEO of BlackRock. They own everything. If he wants to do it, they're going to do it. It's just a matter of time. They're just getting it all set up. So it's already in place here, people. Now the infrastructure and scalability. Now, running Salesforce on Google iCloud means Stellar integrated apps like the next XLM wallet can leverage Google's robust infrastructure for hosting blockchain nodes or processing transactions. This improves scalability for enterprise use cases such as global payments or stablecoin subscriptions, potentially handling higher volumes without performance issues. Google Cloud's blockchain node engine, which supports multiple chains, could extend to Stellar, enhancing security and reducing costs for Salesforce users managing XLM assets. Now, the AI-enhanced blockchain, integrating Gemini AI into Salesforce allows for advanced analysis of Stellar data with CRM workflows. For example, AI agents could predict transform patterns, automate complex compliance for XLM payments, or personalized blockchain-based services like tokenized assets. Now, a lot of these, Hedera's talking about it, Stellar's doing it. I'm going to do a video on this too, talking about how AI and what it's going to potentially do for controlling assets, just like this says, predict transaction patterns, automate compliance. All in all these chains are going to AI. Everybody's going to AI. It's going into AI at my work. It's going to AI probably in some of the places that you work at. AI is something that they're pushing hard for. It's going to be integrated into everything. And for blockchain, it's going to be heavily integrated, I believe. So I'm going to do a little video on that to kind of give you an overview on that of what I think it'll be. Who knows if I'm right. All right, this makes Stellar more appealing to enterprises. It drives adoption and on-chain volume. Now, BigQuery's zero-copy access to Salesforce data could include Stellar transaction logs, enabling seamless querying of blockchain events along CRM data. This supports RWAs on Stellar, tokenized payroll or supplier payments. Tokenized payroll sounds a lot like SHX. That's obviously their wheelhouse, what they try to do. They're amongst other things. SHX is a beautiful thing. Shout out to Tammy Kemp, Sean Bennett, SHX, Korea, Japan now. Whew, globally, it's coming. Now, aligning with the Stellar Development Foundation's $3 billion RWA goal for 2025 and boosting XLM's utility. Now, let's talk about the adoption and revenue potential for Stellar, because that's what we're here for again, dollars and cents. Increase enterprise exposure through Salesforce, now powered by Google Tech, could add $500 million to $1 billion in Stellar facilitated value annually via more businesses using XLM for payments. This might burn more XLM through fees. Obviously, it's a deflationary asset. The more it's used, the more it's burned. Everything that runs through XLM, again, charges an XLM fee, nothing else. Now, raising its price 10 to 20% and market cap by 2 to 5 billion, similar to past integrations. Now, there are no direct inside ties to Stellar, but the ecosystem overlap, Google's cloud supporting fintech, suggests logical synergies for future expansions. Again, here we go. We talked about the yield with obviously with BlackRock. The yields with Ondo. We're talking about those things. Everything else, I mean, it's all right here, people. You know what I mean? Look at this. Meridian 2025 starting on Thursday. Shout out to XLM. That's about all I got in this video. It's long again. They're always flipping long. I appreciate, honestly, 100 people. Wow. Blessing. I feel like anybody that's here is here because they actually want to get the information potentially and see what is what and try to connect the dots like I'm trying to do. Again, all this information is available for anybody to get. Nothing special about it. I'm just boring enough to go in and see what is what and try and put it all together. So, I'll be real, like 15, I think I already said it, 15 people or so for my work I've added on recently, so it's not all organic, I guess. They've added me. I don't even know if they watch them. But to the approximately 80-something people that are here organically that I don't know, much love. Like I said, anybody that's commented, I don't know who they are. They could be people at my work. Nobody's told me who they are. I don't make up fake stuff on here. I don't try and drive up my anything, I mean, come on. I got like 100 people on me, shit. Nobody watches. But for you who do, appreciate you and actually make it to the end of these things. I don't even know if anybody does. But shout out, man. Appreciate you. And hopefully that we all get there where we're trying to get, to the top, baby. All the way up. I'm all the way up. Anyways, that was terrible rendition, but I'm going to end it on that terrible note, and hope you all have a great day. Shout out to all of you. Crypto, Meridian 2025, XLM. Like I always say, chase a check, never chase a bit.